What if I told you the reality you know is one of many?
Doctor Strange represents an entirely new aspect to the cinematic universe. Just like in the comics, Doctor Strange deals with parallel dimensions, deals with the multiverse.
The comics are very, very out there, and we've pushed it with how we filmed this.
For movies like this, IMAX is more immersive.
Every set piece is an attempt to give audiences visuals and sequences in ways that we haven't seen them done before.
Open your eye.
Steve Ditko is one of the greatest Marvel artists in history, and that we're now able to take what he put in the mid-60s, these trippy comic panels and comic covers, and we now have the technology to put that into big three-dimensional space on a movie screen is amazing, and we're not pulling back.
Have a good trip, Mr. Strange.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. New Doctor Strange footage just teasing a little bit of Ant-Man Quantum Realm crossover. There's also some Wasp news for Avengers, so let's break it down. The cool thing about this, in addition to Kevin Feige talking more about Marvel's multiverse, parallel dimensions, is the idea of universes within, which is like the name of the spot that they released. So it reminds you of the microverse, the quantum realm from Ant-Man, which they talked a little bit about when the Ant-Man movie came out. Kevin Feige was teasing a little bit of Doctor Strange stuff, but we don't really see what that looks like until now. So as he's crashing through different realms here, 2001 Space Odyssey style, we'll talk about that in a second, it looks just like when Ant-Man is traveling through the quantum realm. So as the way Marvel tells stories evolves visually and contextually, as we learn more about parallel dimensions, the quantum realm, and we get to Ant-Man and the Wasp, that sequel movie, we'll learn more about what's going on with some of these places. But this is really just like the soft introduction to that. Like the Ancient One is just showing Doctor Strange how crazy things can get. Enjoy your journey, if she just kicks him off on his way. But 2001 Space Odyssey, you guys probably recognize that visual sequence when all the colors bleed together. That's kind of what they're going for. The movie, Doctor Strange, the movie, takes inspiration from a lot of different places. You have some Harry Potter with some of the magical comedy, like the Cloak of Levitation, that won't totally listen to what you want it to do. Their fighting style, very martial arts oriented, influenced by classic Hong Kong action films. So even if you decide to roll the dice and take a bunch of drugs when you go see this movie, it's not going to look anything like any other Marvel movie you've seen before, which I think is the idea with Phase 3 and Phase 4, especially in Phase 4. We're still in the thick of classic Avengers from Phase 1, so even though the visual style of their movies will evolve a little bit, you're still thinking about what was happening during Phase 1. Robert Downey Jr. is always going to look like Robert Downey Jr. Thor is always going to be Thor. It's when they introduce these new characters that they can really do something that looks different. But Ant-Man and the Wasp, so there's some pretty big news about the Wasp. Evangeline Lilly revealed that they're not going to include her in Avengers Infinity War. The fourth Avengers film, whatever it ends up being titled, New Avengers or All New, All Different Avengers or whatever it is. She said that that's the first movie she will be in full Wasp attire, because Ant-Man and the Wasp is one of the first movies after the first Avengers Infinity War film, and they want to hold off on the Wasp reveal for the Ant-Man and the Wasp movie. So it'd be like them saying they don't want to introduce a She-Hulk character until another Hulk film. They don't want to give that big reveal away to somebody else's film. Although technically Avengers is everyone's film. But you get the idea. They don't want to bury the Wasp reveal with a whole bunch of other stuff that's going on. You have Captain Marvel stuff that's going on. You don't want to overshadow. So I'm all in favor of them trying to not crowd Avengers Infinity War. There's just so many characters in that already. So getting back to Ant-Man Quantum Realm stuff, obviously they tease the Quantum Realm in the first movie. Doctor Strange is overlapping with that a little bit. Let me know in the comments, do you think that Ant-Man and the Wasp will travel back to the Quantum Realm and we'll learn more about what happened to Janet Van Dyne after she disappeared? In the grand scheme of things, she could still be alive just because time operates differently at that level. But the thing is that a lot of people heard Sharon Stone say that she had a wee, as in tiny, role in a Marvel film. People were like, oh man, maybe she's going to be Janet Van Dyne, so they could do a Basic Instinct reunion with Michael Douglas in the next Ant-Man movie. But since then, it's come out that she's actually in the Guardians of the Galaxy sequel in just a really small role. Not literally small, just very brief. But that's okay, they could still do Janet Van Dyne in the next Ant-Man movie. I feel like if they go back to the quantum realm, you have to address what happened to her, because there is a universe that exists there. Like you talk about the microverse, the quantum realm. The microverse is a slightly different thing, but you get the idea. Like beings that live at the quantum state. But get hype, Doctor Strange is almost here. It's literally less than a month away. And for a lot of you that live outside the United States, you'll actually get to see it at the end of October. Most of us in the United States have to wait till like that first week in November. But we're all pretty much seeing it within about 7 days of each other. So get hype, and if you guys haven't been reading it, Doctor Strange just kind of rebooted its comic book. It's doing some really interesting stuff. It's pretty trippy, but you don't have to read the comics to understand what's going on in the movie. If you've seen the other Marvel movies, then you'll be able to pick up on a lot of the Easter eggs. There'll be a lot of internal Easter eggs, but if you are a huge Steve Ditko classic Doctor Strange fan, it's all in there. Like you'll see it, like Kevin Feige talks about Steve Ditko, most amazing person ever. You'll see all that stuff in there. So congratulations to this week's Marvel giveaway winner, Brian Purcell. You win a $20 Amazon gift card. Please private message me on the back end of my channel so I can get your contact details. There is a new round of the Marvel giveaway too. Just because so much Marvel, DC stuff is happening, I'm going to keep all those giveaways going week to week. So all you have to do to enter is be a subscriber, leave a comment on this video. Tonight, Superman debuts on Supergirl, episode 1. I'll post my video after it airs, so when I post that, I'll explain a little bit about what's going on with the DC stuff this week. So I'll try to keep the Marvel stuff in Marvel videos, DC stuff in DC videos, just to keep it organized. While you guys wait for that to post, you can click here for my Iron Fist trailer breakdown, and you can click here for my Superman Supergirl trailer breakdown. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.